Has he reached his peak, or is there even greater potential yet to be achieved? Just how good is Naz Reid?
Anderson back on the floor. Naz Reid, little pump, penetrate, big jelly, two hands. What an advantage for him.
Naz Reid, aka Big Jelly, grew up playing basketball in New Jersey as a member of the social media sensation The Jelly Fam. Naz is a forward center who stands at 6'9" with a very muscular build, but has a 7'3" wingspan with great agility, all making for a very rare type of player. He was a 5-star recruit and McDonald's All-American in high school, but after one season of college basketball at LSU, Naz Reid declared for the 2019 NBA draft and actually went undrafted that night. A very popular player whose underdog story really resonates with Minnesota fans as well as all kinds of basketball fans. From influencing an entire generation with how they lay up the ball as a 17-year-old to the cult following of his name in the league, Naz Reid has been quite notorious for years. This time last year, he was already regarded as the best backup big man in the league. That was further cemented by him winning the Sixth Man of the Year award this previous season. Reid is only the third ever undrafted player to win the Sixth Man of the Year award, joining John Starks and Darrell Armstrong. Coming out of LSU, he seemed at first glance to be a bruising physical center, but his eventual skill development is what makes him so unique. Naz has blended a guard-like fluidity and pace with the size and skills of a stretch big. He punishes smaller mismatches in the low post with surgical footwork and hook shots while blowing past slower opponents at the elbow. He cashes in corner threes before his defender even realizes he's left the paint. This creates a very unique mismatch nightmare due to his size, mobility, and intelligence. He has the strength to hold his own against the likes of Nikola Jokic in the post. He even has been used as a small forward at times that's played alongside both Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert. He can play any position in the front court well. A big reason for his success and why he's so popular is that he is an excellent dribbler for his size and has an impressive bag of moves.
Reid, around to Gobert, straight in the hezzy! Beautifully done!
Daniels when he has been out.
Reid looking for his first field goal. Spinning, puts it up and in!
Naz has taken a leap in production every year, and this upcoming season will be no different. He has gained more minutes per game in every total season of his career, most notably jumping up an extra 700 total minutes in the previous season compared to the one prior. With Kyle Anderson departing, theoretically, the Wolves could add about 4 to 6 minutes per game to Reid's playing load. Reid's gradual increase in minutes over his career has also not been detrimental to his overall effectiveness. As his minutes have increased over his first 5 seasons, his true shooting percentage has remained consistent. Even with the uptick in minutes played in the expanded role, Reid saw his turnover percentage drop during his Sixth Man of the Year campaign. Naz had 14 20-plus point performances in the regular season behind a career-high shooting from deep, but his defensive instincts really began to shine last year. With him on the floor, the Timberwolves recorded a league-best 107.9 defensive rating. We really saw this uptick impact his steals and blocks output. He shifted from playing more of a backup center role to more of a forward position, and he thrived defensively in this new role, posting a career-best defensive rating. A lot of his blocks also came while guarding against opposing teams' forwards. This upward trajectory defensively is going to likely continue next season, especially as he gains more minutes.
From behind, and it's a turnover. Naz Reid pushing the tempo! Get up!
Now on to the elephant in the room, which is a situation we need to keep a very close eye on. Minnesota keeping Karl Anthony Towns for the foreseeable future might mean losing Naz Reid and Nickeil Alexander-Walker in 2025. Reid has a $15 million player option in 2025, and Alexander Walker will be an unrestricted free agent in that same offseason. If the Timberwolves don't shed major salary this summer, or at least before next season's trade deadline, they risk letting Reid and Alexander Walker reach free agency. Is Towns more valuable than the combination of Naz and Alexander Walker? We say no. Reid's per 36-minute output are remarkably similar to Towns, so one can make the argument that Towns could be replaced by Reid without a significant drop in production. Naz also averages more steals and blocks than Towns, so while you'd be sacrificing some playmaking and rebounding by losing Cat, you would gain in defense and overall lineup flexibility by committing to Naz instead. Towns missed a handful of games from early March to mid-April, just in time for fantasy basketball playoffs. Naz Reid owners saw their man step up in Cat's absence to the tune of a top 55 rank.
Beal lost the handle. Naz Reid in the open floor. Going at Aaron Gordon. Oh, big jelly! Don't do him like that!
Naz currently occupies a top 100 spot in our Dynasty rankings, but that could climb as high as the 60s, 70s range if Minnesota does fully commit to him and gets rid of one of the main big men in town. The stretch he went on at the end of the season without Cat was still at under 30 minutes per night. There's so much room for growth in his game with more minutes, in addition to the fact that he just turned 25 years old and has not yet entered his athletic prime. His forward center eligibility in all fantasy platforms is extremely clutch as well. Try to get him in a Dynasty league if you can, but be warned, whoever owns him will likely claim that he's their favorite player, which is probably true in most cases. But don't just listen to us, let us know what you think about Naz Reid in the comments section below. Also mention who you'd like to see covered in a future Dynasty Outlook video. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you want to check out our Dynasty rankings, you can find them at anglefantasybasketball.wordpress.com.